Hello, my name is Damian Krasinski, the owner and operator of DK Film Studios, and today we've got another development log to get on into. Whoop whoop! I'm really excited for this one. So, real quick, before we get on into the log itself, you might notice my lighting's a bit different. Also, something's up with my camera. I will discuss that in a hot minute, but first, lighting-wise, I only put up one light today, and I kind of actually like how that looks a bit more. You're welcome to tell me what you think in the comments, but like, I do like how it looks. Like, it's got a bit of, there. It's not just one, the two lights shining on me. I've got just the one. I've got a natural shadow on me. You know, I've got a bit of a shadow on me. I think that looks a lot nicer. And I'm definitely thinking of sticking with this moving forward. It's going to be a lot easier to set up and put down and take out now because I only have one light instead of two to worry about, which is nice. Now, camera-wise, I don't know why it's got like a bit of a lens flare going on. I don't know. It could be something with the camera on this computer because again, I have upgraded to my studio laptop, not the I'm on my studio laptop now, not my personal laptop because yeah, I kind of need to use the studio laptop for this now moving forward, and yeah, so I don't know, I'll see what I can do about it. It might just be that we're lens flared for a while, but hey, nothing wrong with that. So with that all out of the way, like I said, I'm really excited for this devlog. We've got a lot to go over regarding Misunderstanding. I'm really happy about this film. We will talk about that at the end. We're going to talk about how it's doing. So if you want to hear about how it's doing, you'll have to wait till the end. So sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves a bit. We've got some other stuff to discuss before we get on into Misunderstanding. So highly recommend just hearing what else we've got working on down behind the scenes. So as you can see, Misunderstanding is in the released section because it released over a week ago. It's so exciting. I am so happy this one is finally out. I am so happy it's finally out. This has been a lot's gone into this, and I am so happy that it is finally out and for people to watch. Now it's so nice. It's just nice. I am so happy that this film is doing really well, and like I said, we'll discuss that in the next later on and down the line. So obviously, as you can see now, Focus Part 3 is also in post. We're going to be discussing that later today. I've gotten some work on that, which is nice. I am working on getting set up for the next set of interviews for the Talking Neurodivergence. I might need to start looking. I know I need to start working on Agent vs. Agent. Search obviously is still being worked on. Obviously, we've got some updates regarding that, especially given that auditionings are happening soon. But yeah, there's still some stuff that needs to be worked on. We've got some stuff still in pre-development I need to work on. I definitely plan to. We will talk about that in the coming. We'll be looking into doing more stuff regarding those in the nearish future. Probably once some of these other projects have been wrapped up. Like the search, Agent vs. Agent as well. But like, we'll get to them eventually. Don't you worry. We'll get to them eventually. So, without further ado, I think let's get on into the log itself. So, in development, I am working on getting a couple more interviews set up. I've got a couple people in mind. I'm going to reach out to them. Same jazz, just get them going. Pick a date and time to essentially do them and get them done, essentially. There's not much else to really do other than just get these filmed and uploaded, edited, which will be happening later down the line, that's for sure. But we're definitely going to be working on that. So not really much to discuss there. That's pretty much to discuss for Talking Neurodivergence. Now on to The Search. Let's take a quick look at the production timeline before we get too far. So, by the end of this month, we should be done with the script, which is fine. I am perfectly fine with that. We've done everything we needed to do with that, which is good. Unless Amber happens to come up with more stuff that she wants to add after we've passed the due date for the script, that's perfectly fine. But we'll, it works at least. We've got it all done. I think we're happy. I'm quite happy with it. I think she's happy with it. So we'll just go from there with that. Auditions, as I mentioned, are started. We are getting work on that. I have the thing set up so people can just start fill in the audition time they want to audition at, and we'll go from there. Obviously, once that's all done, we'll be starting rehearsals. Next month, we got to start locking down locations, crew, accommodations, all that loveliness. We have locked down the dates. We are going to stick to the dates that we've got planned. If people have a problem with that, well, I don't want to change it because, well, yes, I could. I don't want to because Amber's got a lot going on her plate, and I want to make sure we've got dates locked down for her. So if she's got something she's got to do, and that might interfere with it, she's at least gonna be able to say, I can't, I've got this other thing going on. So, we have that planned. Props, production design are pretty much on the way there, yeah. I still need to check out a couple locations for location scouting, but I do want to talk, there is something I will talk about regarding that real soon, about now. I've got we've got time to go over, what I've got to discuss, now that we're done with the production timeline. So, auditions will be happening next weekend. I sent out a message to the actors when we'll be holding them, and I have them picking a time so they can do theirs. I've not gotten anyone to lock in a date, pick a time yet, but we are gonna. I'll make sure they know, and I'll send them a message again in case they didn't see. Later on in the week, probably like Wednesday, if not Tuesday, Wednesday. Just so that we know when they're going to do their auditions. I know we've got some self-tapes coming in, but I want to make sure we've got the auditions coming in. Once we have our actors, we're going to get to work on rehearsals. I'm going to try to do one once a week, but we might have to see how that plays out. It would be nice to do once a week. I think it would be good to do. All depends on how things play out, of course. I'm not going to force it if it doesn't happen. I know with Amber, her schedule is complete piece of dick. It's crazy. It's insane right now. I'm trying to be as accommodating to her as I can for this film because that's the best I can do right now. It's the best I can do, and I don't mind doing it. She's my bestie, and I'm gonna do what I can to make her life a little easier with this film. Even that means taking out a good chunk of the burden, but that's fine. I don't mind. I can handle it. I've done this before. I can do it again. It's easy. I'm going to be working on getting some of the items for the film dealt with. As mentioned, prop design, all that. I do want to go out one weekend, and touch up the spray paint on some of the Nerf guns, just to make sure it's all good. Those can be done. I have found that there's a base in Virginia that we can use. I need to get its address, but I'm thinking that could be used for Metrostat as well. Either I use that for Metrostat, if it's closer, or we take the days where we have to film. We take one, because we've got 2 days that are basically covering all the stuff in Metrostat, because we've got a lot going on there. We do 1 day at this base, 1 base at the one that's in Baltimore, and go from there. Or I sit there and just, like I said, do the one location. I kind of want to use both of them if possible, but if I feel like we can get a lot more done with just using the one, then that's fine. I'm gonna try to go visit that. We'll see. I might look up some videos regarding it to see what it looks like, just to get an idea. But that's about it. And honestly, that's about it for this film. There's not much else to go over. So before we get on into post-production, comment down below and subscribe for more content. You do not want to miss out on the films we've got planned. You do not want to. As you saw, you know what films we're working on. Hope you are interested in what we've got going on. I can't wait for you all to see what we've got. I'm curious to hear what you think is going to be, what you're interested in hearing about, and what films you're looking forward to seeing. I'd love to hear that. Without further ado, on to post-production. So I've begun to work on the edit for the film. I have an idea on how I want to start it, and we'll be working on executing it. I kind of have an idea on how I want to end it, which is going to be helpful. I just going to have to fill in, I've got point A and point B. I've got point A, point C. I need to somehow get from point A to C, and B is where that is what's going to get me there. As I work on the edit, I'm going to look into grabbing sounds for the film as well. I do have some sounds I can use myself, but I feel like, but I'll see what else I can get that could be used for this film. And if I get it and I don't use it for this film, that's fine, because there are going to be films in the future that I plan to make that can be used, that it could be used for. And that's what I want. I'm trying to develop my own little sound library. I know DaVinci Resolve has one, and I should definitely look into downloading that so I can use that for my studio for the films, because it's like free to use and it's fine if you use them. So I'm going to see about using some of that. Go from there, honestly. I think that'd be really good to do. So, kind of quickly going into, like, what I'm thinking with the editing at the start of this film, at least. I'm going to have, like, I'm basically going to take the ending bit of Focus Part 2, not the entire, the spice bit. I'm going to just focus on, I'm going to do, like, the last one or two of those, and then just jump right into the next bit where the guy's eyes wake up and he's, like, looking around, like, wondering what the hell's going on. I think that'd be good to do. I do like that idea. I'm not 100% sure how. I don't fully remember exactly how I'm going to want to end it. That's fine. I'll come up with a new ending or I'll figure something out. I do, like I said, I do have an idea, and I'll need to flesh it out some more of it anyways. But it's fine. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's gonna start. And I've definitely got it started together. It's just good. We're really excited for that. Good for you all to see this. Now, in release, the film I've been waiting to talk about since we started this, Misunderstanding. I am almost done with the BTS reel. It's going to be a long one. It's like over 40 minutes. I just need to add the credits and get it rendered. I think I mentioned this in the last devlog, but the plan is, what I did was, in between each topic that I talk about in my little self-reflections I do, I put, like, some video clips of the day on set in chronological order so you can kind of see how things played out on set. And I really like that I did this because watching it kind of made you feel like you're part of the crew. You're sitting there watching, me talking with my cinematographer on how we're going to handle the shot. My script soup asking me, hey, how do we want to frame this? How do we want to space out how do we want this theater to look? I'm like, okay, this is how we can make it look. See people setting up lights and the equipment. To see the hustle and bustle going on around set, you really get this idea of you kind of get an idea of, like, what it was like on set, and I really like that. And you also get an idea of what my thoughts were on the film as we made it, which I like. I do like how this edit is coming together, and I'm really excited for people to see this. I have added at the end of this a couple clips of me at the awards ceremony, at the festival that my college put on, me answering some questions. I figured that'd be kind of cool to, bring up. And me accepting my award. I figured, why not? What shows those? I've got them saved. Might as well show you guys them. I could make a separate video, but I wouldn't really know what to call it, so I figured the behind the scenes reel is a good place to put it. But yeah, I'm really happy with this reel. I can't wait for everyone to see it, and I can't wait for it to be out and for people to watch. I have also made progress on the director's commentary. I'm going to be spending some more time on it this weekend and finishing up the script for it. Once it's done, I'll be editing and recording it. I'm halfway through it, the film, which is fine. I should be able to finish it up. I had to kind of think about, like, what other topics I wanted to talk about. I have a couple of ideas that I want to discuss regarding the film. Of course, as the film goes on, there'll be some more that I want to discuss. That's perfectly fine. It should be done in time, because next weekend, or the week you're watching this, it's the week the BTS reel needs to come up. So the following week, it's going to be when the director's commentary comes up, and I should be able to get that all done before next weekend and get that up and ready to go for you guys. I know next weekend is also when we're doing auditions. Since there's only 4 people, I might try to shrink down the time slots a bit just so I can have a little more time afterwards to work on some other stuff. I do have some time before it, so I will definitely take advantage of that. That'll be good to do, I feel like. I am liking how this director's commentary is coming along. You're really getting an understanding of, like, what my thoughts and thinking was regarding this film, and it's a nice film. I really like how it's coming along. Once all of that's done, I'll get to work on the deleted scenes, the VFX breakdown. Those shouldn't take long to make, and I'll do those as 2 videos. The deleted scenes is 1 video, the VFX as a second, as another video, and go from there. Shouldn't be that hard to do, like I said. Before I get on into it, before we get into the release tracker, I am really proud of how this film is doing. I know I've said it multiple times, but I really mean it. I'm really proud of how this film is doing. I'm really happy by it. I really just, I'm so glad, all the hard work and effort that's been put into this film, seeing so many people watch it and enjoy it makes me feel happy. And, well, yes, they're not all watching it to the end, but, look, it's fine. People are at least watching it. There's people watching it and engaging with it. And that makes me happy. And I am really curious to see how this film does moving on. I do have some plans on maybe reworking how we're tracking the films, but we'll talk about that after we look over the film, because I think I've dabbled enough time on how this film is doing. So, drumroll please. Misunderstanding in its first day did 40 views. That is insane. That was not even talking about the first week. Alright, 40 views. That is the most viewed film we have gotten in a single day. Okay? That has beaten Focus Part 1. Before I get too far, you might notice that I've changed up the order and how this is done. I have the newest at the top because I think that's a bit better. But, like I said, it is number 1 view-wise. And that's not even ignoring the fact that, hey, in its first week, it got 430 views. That is insane. Oh my god, I love that. I've been kind of keeping an eye on this film, like every day I've been checking to see how it's doing, and I'm just seeing it go up and up and up and up. I'm like, is it gonna stop? Please don't stop. I don't want this to stop. I'm happy this film is doing well. I don't know if we're ever gonna beat that for a while, but it's doing well, I feel like. I feel it is doing well, and I'm happy about that. So, I want to talk a bit about why I think it's doing this well. And I don't think it's going to be something I'm going to be able to easily replicate. Because for Misunderstanding, there was about, 20 people in this film. And the reason why I bring that up, that's cast, crew, all of that. 20 to 30. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when this film was released, I had an email be sent out to all the cast, all the crew, a post on Instagram that added people I knew I was following, I could get access to, reach out to and say, hey, by the way, the film is out now. And that's what we did. I shared it with all those people. My best friend shared it with a bunch of her friends as well. And I've shared it with all my friends and family, a good chunk of my friends and family. I still need to share it with some more people, but I've shared it to a lot of people. And the fact that the fact that I've shared it to so many people is probably one of the reasons, if not the reason, why it is doing this well. It's helping people find it, and it's seeing the fact that, hey, it's been shared this much to these people. It's what's really boosting in the algorithm. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate that again. That's the thing. I mean, yes, there's the search coming up. We're going to have a decent-sized cast and crew, and my best friend is going to be able to send that out to her family. But, stuff like Focus Part 3, the Neurodivergent doc series, I don't know if those are going to reach those numbers anytime soon. We're going to have to see, but, I'm not trying to detract from the fact that, yes, Misunderstanding is doing really well, and I mean really well. Like I said, I am so proud of this film for doing as well as it is. So proud of my cast and my crew for helping make this film a reality, and if they are watching this, they should be proud of the hard work they've done is really paying off, and I am really curious to see how far this film goes in the coming months, in the coming weeks. I don't want to say strong, but I do have a suspicion that this film could pass 1,000 views, which I hope it does. I have a petty reason for that. I'm not going to get into that, but I have a very petty reason for it. My best friend knows what it is, and and I am hoping it crosses that. We shall see. Like I said, it's petty. I'm not going to get into it. Now that's going to kind of segue into, I'm kind of thinking of changing up how I'm handling the release tracker moving forward. I still want to keep the number of views in the first day, because I feel like that's a good way to kind of see on its initial day of release how much has it gone view-wise? I'm considering, instead of it being the first day, first week, first month, it's going to be the first day, first week, second week, third week, fourth week. Now, I might go to 8 weeks because I kind of want to show, I kind of want to have it'd be like the length of like we're tracking the box office here in a way. This is kind of like the box office. In a box office film, while yes, varying wildly, I feel like a 2 month time is like that's what a number of films are trying to do now. I don't know. I'll think about that, but I definitely am heavily leaning towards tracking kind of being a bit more zoomed in on the amount of views it gets per week. Probably next time in the next devlog, you'll see that that's the change. We'll see, of course, but I do think it'll be a good way to show how the films are doing a bit better and kind of get on the like in the nitty gritty essentially, and go from there. Luckily with YouTube, I can just easily find this information and just go from there. So it's not it's like every film that we've made so far is gonna have that data, and that's important to have. Yeah, that's basically it. Hit the like button, comment down below what your thoughts are on all the stuff you've heard about today. If you've not seen Misunderstanding, go check that out. I highly recommend it. It is our #1 film of the our #1 most viewed film, and I'm really I guess I'm so happy that that's the case. Oh my god, I am so happy. Out of all the films that could have been #1, and is gonna be #1 for probably a while, I'm glad it's this one. We'll have to see with the search. I'm not saying I kind of hope it doesn't beat Misunderstanding. Not to say I don't like the search. I just, if I had to pick of what #1 film I would like it to be the Misunderstanding. With the search being a close second, I feel. Being in second place would be fine with me. I'm sure my bestie might be like, I'd rather this be #1, but that one be #1, but that's fine. I don't blame her. Yeah. Like I said, that's basically it. Comment down below, share this video, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a film, and development log. So yeah, this is Damien from DK Film Studios signing off, and I'll see you all in the next one.